What are the best ways to either create events or go and get events?
Okay, so I'll handle each of those questions. If I forget them, feel free to remind me. So the first thing you need to be doing, whether you have a talk or not, is get booked to speak, right? Now, and you can do that by booking yourself to speak. Yes, you could set a date 6 weeks from today to run a beta test in your own home. At my beta test, so a beta test, for those who don't know it, is when you give your talk for the very first time to friends and family, or if you're sassy about it, and this is what I did, I invited potential clients into my beta group. Now, that beta group gives you a deadline of when you need to have your talk ready. And that's so important because I don't know how long you've been talking about writing a book, how long you've been talking about getting media and publicity, how long you've been talking about speaking. You need to pick a date. And so what we do, and Michelle and I are working together with a couple of private clients at the moment, is we immediately book the date of when that talk needs to be ready. And it's much harder, in fact, to speak in front of friends and family than it is in front of strangers. And the really cool thing about speaking in front of friends and family, although it's more difficult, is they're a lot more forgiving and they're going to give you some great feedback. It's very important that you do that. Now, if you invite potential clients, as I did, you can already make sales from that one room, as I did. So you can be making money within the next 6 weeks. So book a beta group. Now, you could do that in your own home, or you could do that in a small office space. There are office spaces that you can hire for as little as $350, $400. And you just need to put 12 people in a room, guys. 12 people in a room. And in fact, you actually only need to get 6 people and have them bring a friend. And now you have 12 people and you are ready to go. So then what are you going to do? Well, you want to keep the momentum. So have your beta group, but also get booked to speak for 2 weeks later. And you can do that a couple of ways. You can do that by looking up meetup groups. You can go and search meetup groups, and you can go and have a look at Eventbrite, and you can Google networking groups. You can Google networking associations. You can do a reach out on Facebook. Hey guys, I'm just getting started with speaking. Does anyone have any recommendations of where it'd be great to chat? And you'd be amazed at the number of people who say, hey, we'd love to have you come talk at our group. Boom, you're booked, you're off, and you're ready. So when I first started speaking, it was in April, and I had people say to me, you won't get booked, Tanya, because everybody books 12 months out. And that it's true, but it's not true, because speakers get sick, speakers get double booked, new events pop up, events get cancelled. There's always the opportunity to go and get booked. And one of the things I love to do is when I'm going to a larger event or a more popular networking group like IA, International Association of Women, or eWomen Network, is I offer to be a plan B. So if I'll say, look, I know you're probably already booked, but I just love to throw my hat in the ring that in case the speaker gets sick or something happens, if I'm available, I would love to come and be your backup plan. Event organizers love that. So book your beta event and then get booked for 2 weeks later. So you want to do that now. So you're going to be booking one event for in 6 weeks, one event for in 8 weeks. You could even do another event in 10 weeks. Now you're going to get the ball rolling and you're going to be having momentum. But what are you selling, guys? Okay. No speaking is speaking for the sake of speaking. It needs to be part of your sales funnel. Couple of options here. You could be selling into a no-brainer, low-price half-day workshop. Now you might be thinking, but Tanya, I don't have one. I didn't either. Okay. I was selling into a half-day workshop I hadn't even written yet, but that's a beautiful thing about deadlines. So I was getting booked in 4 weeks' time was my first talk, and I just focused on that talk. And then I was selling, please don't tell anyone, I'm sorry guys for those of you that are watching it that were there, I was selling into a $47 half-day workshop that I hadn't written yet. But I knew from that speaking event, I had 3 weeks to write it. So I was, and this is very common in the online world, we sell into things we haven't created yet because we want to make sure there's demand.
Absolutely.
And then I took that half-day workshop and I was selling into a 2-day workshop that I hadn't created yet, but it was 8 weeks out. So now I had 8 weeks, and I got to tell you, nothing happened for 6 weeks at all. The magic all happened in the last 2 weeks. So I went from selling into a $47 half-day workshop I hadn't created into it was then $2,500. It's now over $4,000 workshop 8 weeks later. So that is a very basic sales funnel that you can use. So I hope if you got anything from this, apart from obviously the free download and positioning for a free consult, or the structure of a workshop sales funnel, is to go and run your own beta small event. 12 people. You can just get 6 people and ask them to bring a friend. Run your own event. So that then creates a deadline for when you need to be ready. But on the back end of it, so when you go and have a look in your schedule or your calendar to book that event in 6 weeks, also go and start pitching to set up an event to speak at for an 8 weeks time, 10 weeks time, 12 weeks time. Before you know it, you're going to be a seasoned speaker and you're going to be having multiple income coming in. And I can tell you personally, it is absolutely life-changing. And I can't wait for you to have that.